Hi everyone, I got an email last night from one of my leads and she was asking me about one of my videos on YouTube and goal setting. In that video I talk about contrasting good and bad experiences, and then you just keep following the good ones, feels better, and eventually you're going to get these ideas of things that you actually want to do, and they're your goals and you just follow them. But I think one thing I didn't really talk about much in that video was the limitations people put on themselves before even setting the goals. They might be things like money. Oh, I want to do this, but I don't have enough money. They might be things like body size. Oh, I want to play this sport, but I'm too small. Or I'm too fat, or I can't lose weight. Like all these things, it's just I can't. This is my limitation. This is why I can't do it. Get out of that. Get rid of it. Gone. Done. If there were no limitations on what you could do, if you had all the money in the world, if you knew every single person you needed to know, if you had all the information you needed right now, what would you want to do? What would your goals be? Now I think that, in conjunction with using contrast of good and bad experiences, finding what feels good, getting that good feeling space, will allow you to set goals that you truly want. There's a lot of things around us that make us think that there are all these limitations, that we can't do it. So much of it comes through the media. Like, turn the news off, don't even watch the news. Don't read it, because so much of it is just negative. It's talking about how bad everything is. And that keeps your head in the space of, I can't do it because of this, because of this, because of this. Giving yourself all these reasons you can't do it. And before you're even allowing yourself to set the goals, you've put so many limitations on yourself, you're not allowing yourself to want what you actually want. So you can't set the goal. And if you can't set the goal, how the hell are you possibly ever going to be able to find the steps forward to achieving that goal? It's just never going to happen. There's an interesting story I heard. It's a marathon. I think it's from Sydney to Melbourne in Australia. Some ridiculous distance. It takes like 5-6 days. A lot of really high-end athletes turned up to it. And there was this one guy who turned up one year. He was a shift worker, so do a lot of night shift. He turned up to the race in big work boots and work clothes. Nothing special for running. Hadn't really been training. And a lot of the other guys just laugh at him. You know, they've been training for months, whatever, for this race. He didn't know that you were meant to run for a certain amount of time each day and sleep for a certain amount of time each day. So everyone else has gone off quite quickly and he sort of trudged along nice and slowly. And when it got to the point where all the other guys would sleep, he wouldn't. He was used to staying up all night. He was a shift worker, so he just kept on trudging along nice and slowly. And everyone else is sleeping and he just slowly passes them. He ends up breaking the record of the race by about 5 hours. That's a pretty powerful story. A lot of people wouldn't even show up to something like that, wouldn't even contemplate finishing a race like that because they haven't been training, they don't have the right equipment, they're not fit, they're not as strong as everyone else. All these reasons why they can't do it. And so they don't even allow themselves the opportunity to get to the start line and compete. And this is what happens with a lot of goal setting. You put all these limitations on yourself, and you're holding yourself back, whether it be money, whether it be people you know, whether it be the skill set that you don't have yet. You put these limitations on yourself and you tell yourself that you can't do it. So you don't even allow yourself to set the goal, which means you're not getting to the start line. You're not even giving yourself an opportunity to run the race. You're giving up before even getting there. You don't even contemplate getting there. So get rid of that. When you're goal setting, you've got to think that you have every single resource possible, every single resource you already have. If you think of it like that, and then use contrast of good and bad experiences, it allows you the freedom, and you allow yourself the freedom to create these goals that you actually really want to achieve, that are actually going to make you happy. And then once you set those goals, you just keep thinking about that end result, the way shows up, okay? The how will show up. People are just going to come into your life that give you this bit of information. There's going to be a skill set that you learn from this program. There's going to be a book that you read that gives you this inspiration. These ideas are just going to crop up. But it's never going to happen if you put these limitations on yourself in your goal setting. So get rid of the limitations. Set your goals with no limitations. What do you actually want, having every single resource at your disposal? And what feels good and what feels bad. Combine those two, and I think you've got a pretty strong formula for setting your goals. So try that, let me know how it goes. Give it a like if you found this helpful, and I'll chat to you guys a bit later.